Hi, this is Hiroki Kudo and welcome to Vancouver Startups YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about startup mindset. For startup founders, this mindset is really important, so please watch this video. And for wannabes or people who are trying to build their own startup, understanding this beforehand will be very important. So let's go to the video. Thank you for clicking this video. So in a previous video, I've talked about mental health. Today's video has some relationship with that video. So if you're interested, please click on the link up here, I guess. Yeah. So today, we're talking about mindset. So today I'm going to talk about 3 points. So number 1, you are fully responsible. So as a founder or as a CEO of a startup, you'll find out quite quickly that you are responsible for almost everything. So let's say the industry that you have started your startup is going downhill. That's your fault. Hiring somebody and that person doesn't show up, that again is your fault. Creating a product that doesn't sell, that's your fault. Everything pretty much you do is your fault. You have total responsibility over what you do and how the startup performs. So like back in maybe when you're employed, you can kind of say, oh, that was my boss's fault, or you can blame it on your coworker. You can kind of bitch about that as much as you want it. But if you're now a startup and you're a founder, a CEO of that startup, you can't bitch about that. And there's no time at all to bitch. Time is the most important resource that you have. So you eventually learn this while you go through the startup journey, but as a CEO or as a founder of a startup, you need to understand that you are fully responsible for your startup. So number 2 is you have absolutely no control over this world. It's kind of contradictory to what I've mentioned in my first point, but you have no control. Let's say you have a wonderful product, but whether the company, your client will buy that or not, you have no control. You can persuade him, you can nudge him, but the decision is up to that client. You do not have the control. If you think you do, that's very dangerous. Also, when you're hiring somebody, whether that person decides to join your company or not is up to him or her. You have no control over that. You pretty much have no control over a lot of things, like how the law will change in your industry, how competitors will emerge or not emerge. Even if you're going to catch a bus, whether that bus will come on time, you have no control over that. You have no control over weather. You have no control over the climate. So you have no control, very little control. You need to realize quickly that you have very little control over this world, and whatever happy things come out of this, you need to really appreciate that, because it's out of luck that that's happening. So the only thing that you can do is improve the possibilities of good outputs to come out. So you put in your work, you put in your hours and effort to make that possibility increase. That's the whole startup is to increase the possibility of success. So explaining that you have no control over the world, I want to go to number 3, which is what you have control of. And those are only 4 points. You have control over your mind, your body, your behavior, and actions. So you need to make sure that you do the best about those 4. Don't let your mind talk about rubbish. You need to have a very clear mind focused on what you really need to do and what is important for you. You need to understand that startups are important, but family, friends, a lot of other aspects in your life are equally important, or maybe even more. So make sure that you understand your priorities and sort it out in your mind. Your body, of course, if you're sick, it's really hard to get good work out. So maintaining your body in a healthy state is really important. That you have control over it. So what you eat, how much you sleep, how you exercise, that results in your health. So you have control over your body and your health. So behaviors, whether you talk positive of a person or very negative of a person, whether you're very open-minded and easy to talk to, or you're very, to yourself, very hard to access, not very open, is up to you again. You need to understand how your behavior should be so that you can motivate your team and get the best output of your startup and out of your life. And last, related to behaviors, is your actions. You can show your members of how you should take action by taking action yourself. You can show a good example of how to do good work in your startup. So through your behaviors, your actions, and keeping your mental state, your health state, your mind clear, that's how you can influence, you can nudge, you can get people motivated around you, and that will kind of have a ripple effect on your organization. And that will eventually have impact or influences on your customers, the people around you, all the stakeholders. So it all starts from you. You need to make sure that you are doing your best and you're the best version of yourself. I want to talk about one important thing that's related to mental healthness. Sometimes your startup will not go well. You will have this time when you plummet, things don't go well, people leave, the product doesn't sell at all, like you're going to go broke and all that. Understand that your startup is not you. It might seem that the startup is like your baby and you really have emotional attachment to that, but you have to set aside. You have to have that passion, but at the same time you have to be very subjective about your startup. So even if your startup unfortunately fails, that's not a failure of you. Like that product might have been bad, but it's not that you are a bad person. So don't take the result of a startup personally. You are doing your best, I'm sure you are. And sometimes because of the economy, because of the surrounding environment and all that, things don't work well as they're supposed to. Again, because you have no control over the world, things change, the success rate drops, and as a result, the startup might not work as well as you planned. That's a result, but that doesn't mean you are a total failure in your life. That's completely different. You can still be a success while your startup could be a failure. It's just one of your elements that you have. So today I talked about startup mindset, and I hope this was useful. Thank you for watching this video to the very end. I'll be posting more videos going forward, and if you're interested in startups or startup tips or advice or information from a startup founder or interested in Vancouver startups, please subscribe and give a like to this video. That will really help me out. So till next time, see you!